yet. You're not officially opened yet.
Wow, what time is it?
It's not.
9:58 and a half.
Time to get out of here.
He's got things to do, but
Yeah, please.
how many bears do you have? How many cubs?
Maybe
He's got-
How many, Ben?
18.
Wow.
Already?
Yeah, there'll be more.
No. I guess.
Hmm. So, has bear season started? I know that hunting season has
Start today,
Today.
or the first.
yesterday.
Yes.
Wait, hurry up and wait.
Mm-hmm. Ah, 10 o'clock. I will open the select board meeting for September 2nd at 10 a.m. and we will begin with public comment and Lenore.
First up, I was just curious as to what the status is about the crosswalk between the school and the library. It was my understanding from a previous select board meeting that we learned that we were responsible for the painting.
Yes,
And
that
so I
was
just
a
wanted to know.
nice surprise for us.
And so I just wanna know where we're at. There's still some issues, you know.
Yeah, we need it to be done. We are having trouble finding someone who will do it because it's a small job. I haven't talked to Dina about maybe we should just buy some paint and paint it. I don't know
Yeah.
if we could do that.
Maybe, probably not.
You think
I
not?
don't think that would be good. I know that Scott has a lead on a company that he's using. I have put out 2 things to 2 alternate companies, hoping that they'll have some time now that fall is coming to squeeze us in, if they're in the general area. We just don't know for sure yet. When?
It's still a danger and it's
Oh,
not
it is.
considered a crosswalk.
It'll get done,
But
it just,
this, I have a letter from the, 2023 that I didn't get a response to, and, issues are still happening. When I go in, you know, I enter the crosswalk, and cars still go by and kind of wave, and, you know, someone's gonna get killed, and.
Well, and we still have the flashy sign
If you,
on the agenda, so we are following up on both of those things,
but if we just get it painted, or there's some stripes that you can put down, I don't know, maybe the DOT doesn't want that, but, that you can adhere to it. But please,
sticky stripes.
what?
They'd have to be very sticky stripes,
Yeah. it's not
otherwise they won't last very long at all.
Right,
But yeah, but thank you for reminding us. We are
thank you.
trying to resolve that issue and the other one as well, so.
We had, if my recollection is correct, we, as a board, were in favor of installing a flashing
Yes.
stoplight sign.
We did vote to
And
do
we
that.
voted to do that, but then we didn't have the funds to do it. Could we make sure we add that to this year's budget? So
I am yes, we will add it to this year's budget unless at the end of the year, if by some stroke of a miracle, we have enough funds left over, we will do it.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
otherwise,
We reached out to one of the local foundations to see if they would help finance that, and they told us to go pound sand.
But I think basically, I mean, if you tried a really great paint, or if someone could do a very, you know, attention-getting paint job, And maybe consider bump outs, you know, like Hanover with the restaurants or something, making that smaller, because your eyes are going like everywhere, there's so
Yeah,
much
but see,
distraction.
we don't control the road,
Right.
the road is a
Well,
state
yeah,
road.
that's true, but, yeah, going the paint before, trying that before the,
Well, we're gonna do
Right.
both, we are
Okay.
going to do both. And that's, we have the authority to do both. We voted as a board to do the flashlight, and we have, been assigned by the state now the duty to paint the crosswalk, so we just need to find someone to do that. Regular paint won't work.
No.
no, but,
And we can't do the bright yellow, because the state does not approve of that. Where you see those,
in Lebanon,
It's
yeah,
Lebanon.
that's their own, yeah.
they own that section of road.
Mm.
And the same with Hanover, who has those very different kinds of flashy lights. That's also within the compact of the town of Hanover, so they're in charge of that section of road. But we're not in charge of any of the road through town here, it's all state road. So
Okay.
it's,
Thank you.
yeah, it's a little difficult. I mean, I would love to go down or hire some kids to paint pictures or to do
Yeah.
some really fun thing where the crosswalk is.
Or ducks or something.
Yes,
you
ducks
know,
would be
I mean, make
great.
it fun and just, you know, I don't know.
Ducks and people.
People.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry, Lenore, we are working
Yeah.
on it.
okay,
Keep reminding us,
I will.
okay? Rich, anything yet?
Let's see, I guess, in preparation for a budget committee meeting, I know we're into the 10 loan. Could we get an update on that?
Yeah, we've requested Dina to work on that. I'm sure that will be pretty much the top of her agenda, but vacations and the summer and a lot of other issues needing attention have,
Well, they have a budget meeting, but this is just really a report on how,
where we are at the moment.
right,
Right,
where we are at the
Great,
moment.
thanks.
yeah. Can't remember when that is, it's coming right up.
17.
Okay. Phil?
Couple of things. First of all, board might want to know that the trust funds in the last year made about 4.5% for a total of $306,000 and something for the town.
Wow, very
Not as
good.
good as the market, but again, we're invested carefully, and that's a nice, you know, that almost buys a truck and it buys a couple of police cars, or 3 police cars. Second thing is to note that, I believe this is correct, at the close of the year, we had $543,556 in the Vehicle Capital Reserve Fund, from which we're gonna be paying for a police car, if my figures are correct. And so it would sort of behoove the board to sort of think about, that doesn't leave money for even a highway truck or a grader or a, you know, things are pretty skimpy on that level. So when it comes to building a budget, that capital reserve fund should get some attention.
Mhm. So the vehicle capital reserve, we know that several of the capital reserve funds are a little skimpy, it's a
You know,
good word.
we emptied that one at the end of last year.
I was gonna say, we're purchasing more than a police vehicle, right?
Oh, you know, I'm just saying that we're gonna pay for the police vehicle soon.
Right. Yeah, I think we have something else coming along,
Highway trucks.
yeah. Okay. That's good, thank you for tracking that so closely. Do we have anything else? Do we have anyone online? Excellent. Okay. We've done this. We have minutes from August 19th, our public meeting. What do we wish to do with those minutes?
Move them.
Second.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Dan. All those in favor say aye.
And
David, aye.
And Judy, aye, they are approved. And then we have a manifest
I'll move it.
in the amount of, thank you, Ben, $52,755.39.
I'll second.
Thank you. And David, all those in favor say aye.
Then
David, aye.
Judy, aye. And that is approved. Thank you. Now you can sign that, Ben.
what's the date today?
Today's the 2nd.
Thank you, sir.
And next, we have a current use application. Map 402 lot 59 and map 402 lot 60 from the Upper Valley Land Trust.
Right. This was that one property that you, last year, they didn't have in current use.
Right,
So this is putting it in current use.
yep, because they don't qualify for an exemption anymore.
Correct, so all of their property now will be in current use.
Everything is in current use.
Right.
I will move the approval of the current use application.
Second.
Thank you, David. All those in favor say aye.
Then
David, aye.
Judy, aye. Thank you. And speaking of exempt properties,
I'm gonna have Jordan come down.
okay,
She just heard me say that on the thing, so I don't have to go anywhere, but, yeah, there's been a little bit of,
fusion,
changing
okay,
because of that fact indeed, where they have a building on a big piece of property, and the building and the footprint of the building and the curtilage and all that should be exempt, but not
the land.
the 10 acres or the 20 acres or the 30 acres or whatever they have. So it should be in current use. So they've been working on that.
So the they is more than just this property, or,
Yeah, there's a couple.
okay, let me sign this and we will look for Jordan.
Yeah, the Upper Valley Land Trust, but that fixes that one. Crossroads is one of them too,
Okay.
because they have a big
Right,
100 and
and I
something
thought they were
acre.
another one we talked to last year.
Yeah.
No, here she comes. Hello.
Someone called just as I was being
Don't
called
be
in.
sorry. Oh, jeez. Sorry.
What, you got 2 jobs?
Okay, walk us through this, please, Jordan.
Okay, so I highlighted on the one that Brendan gives his recommendation on, I've highlighted the ones that we're still, we need to vote on today.
Okay,
So the first one is the Benedictine congregation, I think I gave you all copies of
I have that.
his individual recommendation.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, Lenore. Have a good day.
You too.
Let's see, Benedictine, here's the workup. The house in the immediate area being used only 2 to 3 times per year. I don't believe this rises to the test of use, which in my opinion is very minimal. See Nature Conservancy, V. Nelson, and Roman Catholic Church. The Nashua and Liberty Assembly of God. Anyway, in any event, the excess land on this lot, 414, should be assessed in current use and taxed at the statutory I'm recommending deny this exemption. And we have not voted on this one before,
No, not this year.
okay,
Every other year for the past
many years.
20-something years I've worked here.
Because
Go ahead.
they had a current use application on file, so at some point I would assume it was in current use,
And
but
it's not now?
it's exempt now, it's coded as exempt.
Oh, okay,
Right, they have two
Well,
lots.
right, yep,
right, so one lot is 41.9 current use acres,
and that's been being taxed at that.
Right,
and the other is 36.89, and it's been exempt.
Mhm.
it has a house on it, that's the part or a retreat.
Ah,
So they have, seminars there, and the nuns come up and spend time, and so
that's why we,
I think in the past practice,
yeah,
the exemption would go to the house and the whole lot.
Mhm.
Yep.
But now it should go to the building and the first half acre or whatever it ends up being, and the rest of it should be in current use, then they should be paying current use.
which will be minimal.
Right,
So how do we handle that? We deny that and then they have to put everything in current use? Or we leave it as it is, but tell them next year they have to do current use?
I think they can vote to accept the exemption with the understanding that they're gonna transfer it into current use.
For next year or this year?
It would have to be next year, because
Okay.
it's not gonna count,
Yes.
because it has to be done by
Right,
April.
yes,
Right.
sorry.
That seems like a better outcome to
Mhm.
me. Otherwise, they get stuck with tax for a year and
Quite a lot of tax, yeah,
That they didn't know about.
okay, so let's.
Do we have a point of contact with the Benedictine church that we can talk to and explain this to, so that they, because next year, if they don't put it in current use and do it the correct way, then
Right.
they're gonna get stuck with a big tax bill.
Right,
Yes.
Jordan will communicate,
Yes.
and I have the nun's phone number
Okay.
anyways, that I can give her, and she can call. Okay, good.
Perfect.
Okay, so, David, do you wanna make a motion?
Yeah, I'll move that we continue our past practice of treating that property as exempt.
Until it,
And
Look
with
for
the
this.
understanding that next year that they apply to move the bulk of the property into current use.
okay,
I'll second that.
thank you, Ben. All those in favor say aye.
Ben,
David, aye?
Judy, aye. Okay, that is what we're doing with those
And then I'll
fellows.
pass this around to you guys sign down here. Pick a line, any line.
Okay.
Okay.
I already warned them that Crossroads was one of them too.
Okay, let's see.
I believe next on the assessor's list is the Upper Valley Land Trust.
And we just did that one.
And so that, yes, his recommendation is to, because they still applied, even though it's denied and it's been in current use, but since they did apply, he's just saying, deny it and it's in current use. Which
Okay.
last year, and I spoke with the Upper Valley Land Trust and they were totally understanding of that, so.
I'll move that we deny that application.
Okay,
I'll second.
Right,
thank you. All those in favor say aye.
David, aye?
Ben, aye.
Judy, aye. Yes, Dina.
and because now that is in current use,
Mhm.
everything is taxed in. Okay.
Correct,
Just
yes.
making sure.
Yes.
Okay, and that was David and Ben. Okay, where did you go? You're right here.
Okay, now is Crossroads.
Before you guys start on that, I am a past chair of the Board of Trustees of Crossroads. I'm not a current trustee, I don't have any current relationship, but just out of an abundance of caution, I'm going to recuse myself from discussion and voting on that.
Okay, thank you.
If it makes you uncomfortable that I'm here, I'm happy to walk out of the room while you guys discuss it, but
I'm not uncomfortable. How about you, Ben? No? Anybody object? Okay, that's good, because you don't have the authority to object. That's okay. we'll share the pain.
Oh, yeah, just,
All right, so Crossroads, and we have, this is, I think, the same thing. He's recommending they be exempt, the excess acreage has nominal assessment value. If it's not used for education, prorated and taxed. Says he recommends prorating this and taxing the vacant land, and I think it's in current use, so.
There's a portion, yeah.
some of it is, and some of it has conservation easements on it, and some of it, it's very confusing.
Yeah.
And it's changed multiple times.
So he recommends exempt and then taxing at what he calls the accordingly value, but that's current use, right? Or whatever.
Yes, for the most part, I know that a portion is a conservation easement and
Oh,
then a
right,
portion
so that
is,
would be
but,
different.
yes.
Okay, I will move that.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ben. All those in favor say aye.
And
Judy, aye.
I'll abstain.
Okay, yes. There
Okay,
you
so
go.
I'm confused now, I just wanna make sure it's correct. Prorating this. What does he mean by prorating, the taxing and taxing the vacant land accordingly? If they put it in current
If
use.
it's in current use, that's the tax that would be applied to the vacant
Okay, so
land.
this is gonna be just like the Benedictine
Mhm.
church.
Yes.
This year for the 24, but next year for the 25, they'll have it all fixed.
And I think a lot of it is already in current use. And
Perfect.
that's my recommendation.
Okay, last one, the Lyme Congregational Church.
Okay, he recommends the parsonage should be prorated, making excess acreage taxable. The carriage sheds are used for parking for religious services. The church should be exempt. The Limehouse map, 201 lot 96, is used as a parish hall, and he would suggest that be exempt. So as I read that, it looks to me like it's exempt. And the excess acreage, if there's enough of it, it should be in current use. If there isn't, it'll be taxable.
Right, there is enough of it,
Yes,
and then
there
again,
is.
it'll be like the Benedictine, the same as, because these are all after April 1st, so changes that will happen.
For next
Exempt.
year.
And Jordan will communicate with them about that.
Yes.
Okay, so I will move the Lyme Congregational Church be exempt.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ben. All those in favor say aye,
And
David, aye.
and Judy, aye. And we'll make a note that this is another one with current use to come. That's it.
Yeah,
Are we finished for this year?
God, I hope so.
I think so.
Yes, I think
I
they,
don't know whether you don't just carry these on.
I know,
Right.
well,
Yeah, it's.
well, it's the DRA, I'm telling you, like I said, I'm the treasurer for the Hanover Center Church, and every single year, I have to meet the assessor at the church, so he can look at it to make sure it's still being used as a church.
Thank you.
Well, yeah. That's
And that's, you know, that's what the DRA is requesting, so.
Yep, yep,
Okay,
thanks,
thanks,
Ben.
ma'am.
Thank you for coming in.
My pleasure. Have a good rest of your meeting.
Okay, this goes here. Phew, that took what, 4 meetings?
It
5
did,
meetings?
yes, you know, nothing's easy.
So. All right, next on our delightful agenda. Possible recommendation of Energy Committee for ARC mechanical bid.
No possibility, they're going to be coming to your next meeting.
Next meeting, thank you.
Yeah, I think what they decided, I think what the committee has decided to do is go back to ARC and try to,
Get one bid.
well,
No,
no,
we already got
but sort of negotiate a proposal that's sort of between two of the bids that they gave, where they tweak it a little bit, that, you know, do all of this one and do part of that, this other thing, and what would you charge us for that, and then they'll come back to us with a
Okay.
recommendation.
thank you for that.
Because they only got one bid, that's
They
why
only
they're
got one
doing
bid,
that.
but the
Okay.
ARC submitted either 2 or 3.
Right, I'm just making
possible
it clear that
scenarios.
they're not taking a bid that somebody else
Oh,
No,
bid
nobody else
on
bid
and
on it.
making a deal with just them.
right.
Okay. Cause that's a no-no.
No, ARC submitted a proposal that included 3 different options, and what the Energy Committee would like is, I think, one of those options and half of another one, and so they want to get a clarification on the feasibility of that.
Perfect.
Okay, how do we feel about continuing discussion of a potential bear ordinance?
Where were we?
Well, here's where you're at.
Yes.
You guys have a bunch of samples,
Yep,
so I think in order to move forward with this, maybe narrowing down a few, I don't know how detailed you want them, how simple you want them, and then you should have your public meeting about it.
right,
Yeah, I would suggest that if we're gonna move forward with this, the thing to do is actually take those samples and draft a
Correct.
draft ordinance for the town of Lyme. I had a question about this. I think the answer is probably no, but I was wondering, Dina, do you happen to know whether, like, could the town offer a tax abatement for businesses that voluntarily do a bear-proof waste, or are we limited in the tax abatements that we can offer to those that are statutorily provided for?
Correct, that's your answer right there.
That's what
I
I,
can double check it, but it's, yeah,
so that we couldn't say, look, the town will take up to $1,000 off of the taxes of any business that agrees to, you know.
do a bear-proof
right.
container.
'Cause that would be kind of an elegant
Yeah.
way of dealing with this,
Well,
if it were permissible, but I don't think it is.
Yeah.
I think,
like I said, I'll double check, but I'm 99% sure you need an RSA to follow, like, the wind and the energy and all that stuff.
you gotta, the Kennel Bear Center should get on that.
On what?
You know, get
Pass an
get the
RSA.
state to pass an RSA that allows for a tax abatement for bear-proof waste disposal. That would actually move the needle statewide probably.
I mean, I don't know, maybe you just need to get some education out there like Hanover did. I mean, they didn't end up putting through an ordinance either,
No, but
but, you know, I don't know.
Michael was very good with Hanover.
yeah,
Well, Michael lives in Lyme, we could have him be very good with Lyme
I
too.
know
yes, ma'am.
I'm so sorry, but I came to learn a little bit more about what the heck is a bear ordinance. I'm Karen Keene, Market
Yes,
Street.
Karen.
Lover of many bears.
Yes, well, there have been also many folks, not that they don't love bears, but they are concerned with their proximity to residences around the common.
Yep.
And the sample ordinances we have come from more touristy areas and other upcountry towns where the bears have acclimated to people in residential areas and where there are restaurants and cafes and such.
What these ordinances generally do is they say, you have to have bear-proof
Dumpsters.
garbage cans, and if you don't, the town can impose a fine.
They're all very similar in language. Some have a big fine, some have a little fine, some have different steps to them. Are the ordinances, the samples online yet?
No,
Could you maybe put one up and people could go and see it?
yeah, I mean, I think we were waiting to see sort of what
How people felt.
was
If you
your
guys wanna move
feeling
forward with
was.
this, I'm happy to take the samples and provide it and try to draft up a draft ordinance for the town of Lyme, if that's what we wanna do.
Well, we have a public hearing coming up, 1 or 2 at the same time, in a week or 2 weeks.
In a couple weeks, yeah.
We could add this discussion at that time, assuming we maybe have a lot of people here, which would be good, because you're the first person that's really shown much interest in it, other than the few people who have complained.
Of course, once we pass it, we'll probably get a lynch mob.
Well, you know, it's,
The history of
Thank
these
you.
things is, when I was a kid, there were open dumps in every town.
sure.
And the bears went to the dumps, and the drunks went to the dumps to play with bears. And then they closed all the dumps and decided it was a better idea to put your trash in dumpsters in town, which brought the bears in town rather than out in the outskirts of town where the dumps were. So this has been a man-made problem all the way from the very beginning. The bears are gonna go, you know, where there's high-quality food.
Mhm.
What's in the dumpsters is 10 times greater caloric value than what's available naturally.
I guess the question I would ask, at 10 Market Street, we had our food patch pounded and steel posts broken by bears who wanted our food. So it's not just a business thing.
Right.
We have a life that we're leading.
But that was a garden, is that right?
Well,
Not
the-
a,
And bears came in and trashed it, yeah.
yes, but it wasn't
The
in a dumpster.
the bears are, I have the bear with a collar on, when the collar was working, provided a lot of data, every hour a location. So you can see her go into the dumpster at the country store or any of the ones around town. And then she sleeps over behind your house.
She does, and her family, her
Yeah.
children.
Well, see,
And her
that,
mate.
all that doesn't have, people don't see the connection between those
Yeah.
things. They just see the bears doing it. Well, you've invited the bear to live in your backyard and eat at the country store.
I guess what I'm wondering is, we're doing the same thing, we're putting food out that they want. And the purpose of the food, I mean, we have a different purpose because we don't have a dumpster, but our purpose is to feed us, yet it attracts the bears. So
Mhm.
is that gonna be taken into consideration somehow?
Well, the likelihood of the bears going after what's in a garden is much, much less if there isn't a higher quality attractant that's bringing them to the area.
Mhm.
So Ben, would you suppose that if the dumpsters were not accessible, the bears would relocate their habitat to another place?
Yeah, I mean, Michael can talk about that, what took place in Hanover. As soon as you shut those dumpsters off, bears are gone.
So the garden is dessert.
The garden's dessert, it just happens to be there when they're there.
Thank you. Thank you for taking your time.
And,
That's really all I wanted to know is, what
Okay.
is a bear ordinance?
None of these ordinances, I don't think, would penalize somebody for having a garden, fenced or not. It's not, I think they're targeted specifically at dumpsters, you know.
The only, what were you growing in the garden?
They came after the corn,
Yeah, corn is usually the only thing they'll take in the garden.
yeah, and they broke the steel posts on our fence
Yeah,
to get in.
they're very strong
Yes, they are.
and clever.
Well, if you want a picture, if you want a video of a bear pole dancing on a tree,
Oh, jeez.
we can offer that for your amusement as well.
Did you have something to add?
No, well, I was just gonna say, I think I know you guys probably already know this, but I think you're gonna get a lot of pushback on this.
Yeah.
Just from the opinion of, you know, you telling them, people what they have to do.
Right, no, I understand that, but I think,
But it's also an opportunity to educate people about
and if we can
hows and whys.
talk about it at a time when we have
Right.
a number of folks, I hope here,
Yeah,
that would be a good time to sort of. bring
Just
it up.
following the listserv, there's been as many as 8 different bears around Lyme that have been brought in by these situations. I have data on one,
Wanda,
yeah. Her collar's not working now, so.
Well, I will share that a neighbor and a butter of ours has taken the opportunity to put electrification around the dumpster,
right.
and we're not seeing the trash strewn all over
Strewn.
our property.
Well, those simple things work,
Yep, pretty
But-
simple,
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
Just getting somebody to do it. We, as I've said in other meetings, the Kill and Bear Center bought the bear-proof dumpster for the country store and paid for the extra fee. And then they got a cheaper provider who didn't provide that service and went back the way it was. So that's a little bit discouraging from our point of view. The Bear Center is perfectly willing to either take in donations to be directed towards this kind of a use, or, but it's an issue that it's not, you know, the town of Lyme, the people in Lyme and themselves are being affected by it.
I think the notion of getting someone who can tell the story more broadly, as you did, that
Mhm.
the problems didn't exist when, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now we
Right.
have people living in our backyard, or critters living in our backyard. Thank you very much, I appreciate your
You're
time.
welcome, thank you for coming in.
That's all I had to say.
Okay.
Thank you, thanks, Ben.
Oh,
I'm
maybe
going-
the rest of the crowd will be like her.
Yeah, we're
Thank you,
working on our
Karen.
fence. Take care.
Uh-huh. So,
Yeah,
do we wish to,
I wish we didn't have to, ordinances are telling people, Tina's right
Yeah.
about that.
yeah, and I have, my suspicion would be maybe David does a quick draft, we have a discussion, and the tea leaves are probably much against it. But I still think I would like to have that discussion with
Really, you
more
think so?
people.
I'm so bad at reading that kind of thing, like, I know the people who are affected, who are gonna,
Yep.
say, oh, what do you mean you're telling me happy, they'll be unhappy, but I would think that by and large, people would be in favor of that because it reduces a problem and it also reduces a potentially dangerous condition,
Yeah. Well,
Well,
Many people think many different things, David.
You know,
I have no truer words than that have ever been spoken.
I'm wondering if even the discussion of an ordinance will cause people to say, oh, I guess I should put an electric fence around because,
well, and wouldn't
well,
that
that's,
be,
that's part of
great?
what my feeling was, we
Yeah.
should be discussed, and
Right.
people should have a broader understanding
Mhm.
of how the whole problem exists.
and so you've got a public hearing coming up in a
In-
few
I
weeks?
I think in a few
You
weeks.
have a public hearing on the veterans credit, and then one other thing which is escaping my mind.
Right, that's the one that
Excellent.
escapes my mind too, but.
10:15 and 10:45.
So we're gonna have two
That'd be great.
back to back, this would be a perfect time.
The ethics rules, I think.
Ethics,
Yes,
that's what it
that's
is.
it.
So you have public hearing on those two things, and then you could
We
just
could-
add a public discussion.
Yep.
Because it's not a hearing,
It's
I've already
not a hearing.
posted it, and I've already done all that, so you could make it be just a discussion.
Mhm. I would like to do that, I'd like to propose that, and David, if you could, not spend a whole lot of time, but just the essence of what
Yeah.
we would want to do, and people could hear it, and then maybe talk about it.
And Ben, seriously, not a select board thing, but a Killen Bear Center thing, I think that's actually, I just sort of tossed it out there, but that's actually a good idea. If we went to the state and said, hey, guys, why don't you allow towns to have a tax abatement for businesses that put in bear-proof,
Yeah, I don't know which legislator I don't know.
aren't you friends with Kelly Iode or somebody?
Not, I was with a past governor, but I don't know. I haven't met Kelly yet.
I'll find out.
If she can arrest somebody for it, she'll be in favor.
Okay, we're going down a slippery slope.
I'm not dead.
Alright, so there'll be, so if David can do like a draft,
A
and
draft.
the next meeting, you guys can kinda all go, yeah, that's what we're thinking. And then we can post that for the public meeting to be discussed.
And what
At
date
the
is
same
that?
time we're having the hearing.
Right,
Okay,
on the
yep,
30th,
yep, okay,
because it gives you enough time to do all that.
good,
Perfect.
sorry. Okay.
Just wanna make sure I get it.
Does the board, oh, we're gonna have someone here shortly. Does the board wish to review information concerning the veterans credit? Or do we wanna do that at the next meeting, which is 2 weeks before the public hearing on it? I'd kind of be in favor of waiting till it's closer to when we're gonna deal with it.
Okay.
Is that okay with everybody? Okay, so we'll
All right.
we'll look at that again in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Preparation for the hearing in 4 weeks. And
Perfect.
we have, I
Yeah,
think we have
we have Tony and
Tony and Scott
Scott both coming.
coming in. Here's Scott.
Speaking
Hi,
of the
Scott.
devil,
Do we know where Tony is? Is he still out?
He could be here any minute, he wasn't exactly sure, he had a meeting earlier this morning in a different location, and as soon as he got done, he was coming here, so.
Okay, so we can wait a few minutes for that.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming in, Scott. How are the roads holding up out there?
All right,
That rain
as good as
probably,
they can.
rain probably didn't help much.
No,
Keeps the dust down a little bit.
Yeah.
they're getting washboardy, but
Yeah, that's all.
it's nothing that,
You can't help it. It's so dry.
so I haven't been grading, because everywhere I grade, it just makes it even worse, so.
Okay.
Yeah, those washboards at the skiway, they seem to get smoother as people drive up them.
The faster you go, the smoother it
Stop it, that's not true.
You can get
I was gonna say, if people would slow down,
You can get through those, almost unraveled.
you have to go in
Yeah, I know, it's
perfect
path
places,
there.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, God.
it's great.
Let's see. Well,
But we've got a lot of culverts done,
you did.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I think we've done
No bites on.
15 or 16.
Wow.
I
Great.
know, it's been great.
That is great. Yeah.
No bites on. That's gonna be a problem come winter.
Maybe. Hopefully Al and Al will just be free to help more.
Oh, so we have three. There are three, right? You and two others.
Yep.
Bummer.
And I just heard from the body company, I mean, we have our new Pi 50, and I thought we were gonna get it in this year, but I talked to him finally, and he's saying second to third quarter of next year.
Whoa,
For the big truck,
No, the little truck,
for the five,
550.
for the 550.
unless they got a sub that's doing some work, unless the sub frees up. That's what we're looking at, so.
Is that body work anywhere local or is it like in the Midwest somewhere?
No, it's up towards Burlington.
Okay. So that's a labor shortage, right?
Mhm.
Well, it all started from COVID,
Yeah,
Right.
and they
never
they
caught
never
up.
got caught up. I mean, we ordered a big truck too. We're
Mhm.
probably looking at 2 years probably for that.
Mhm.
Just something we gotta look into on the next trucks.
Okay. So what do we wish to do? Should we proceed with Scott and then listen to Tony when he comes?
As well.
There you go.
Okay. We asked you to come in, not that I'm not interested in all of that. Just, we want to clarify, there seems to have been some thought that a final decision was not made, and some thoughts that one was made about the guardrails at the skiway. So you had a meeting, you.
Yeah, and I was under the impression that it was taken care of.
Yeah, so we got kind of two different versions of this.
Right.
I just wanna make sure that we put that that we resolve that. You know, we have a big business in town, the skiway, and I think that they've expressed unhappiness with the guardrail, and they've asked on several occasions if there's a way to modify the guardrail to allow an additional, one or more additional entrances into their parking area. And so, you know, from my perspective, I'm inclined to follow the advice of you and our police chief in terms of, you know, the maintenance of our roads and public safety, but at least what I thought we had heard from Mark was that he had spoken to you guys offline, you know, not in a public meeting, but, and that you guys were receptive to making some modifications, or at least open to that possibility. I just wanna find out what the facts are here, so.
The meeting that we had with him at the skiway, there was nothing saying we were opening anything up or, he wants that gap open in the middle. And it's not, it's just for traffic. It's not, he's saying he's not gonna gain any more parking spots.
So he wants an additional opening in the guardrail. Is that something that we could do, or is that something that would be a good idea to do, or is it?
I mean, I don't think so, because you're gonna be right back to where we were before with people walking up the road.
Yeah.
You're gonna be cars, which are gonna be pushing other cars off to the west side.
Okay, so your advice to the select board then is that, yeah, you understand that he would like that, but you don't think that's a good idea, that it would cause a deterioration in either safety or road conditions?
But, I mean, I think, honestly, I think we'll be right back where we were 2 years ago.
Perfect.
And that's kind of why, I mean, I put off the paving out
Yeah.
there for this year, because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I don't wanna invest the town's money.
Is there any way we can flip this, that would require Dartmouth to come up with a plan that would either take over the paving of that stretch of road?
Well, they should be contributing to that anyways.
Well,
They contributed when it was first done.
I mean, they want these things that are gonna deteriorate our roads. If they came up with an engineered plan that would offset what the damage that they're proposing on doing.
so I'm,
One, it might shut them up, but
yeah, I don't think so, but I'm distressed. We do have this letter that was, from Chief O'Keefe and Road Agent Scott Bailey, dated June 23, that summarized your meeting and your thoughts, and basically you said in the letter, what you just said, that a break is not a good idea, and it's our understanding that you can't do breaks in guardrails anymore the old way. You have to have the big swoopy things.
You gotta have the radius, or, they do have bumpers, but they're not like,
All right, but
Yeah,
that
but-
issue,
but-
the feasibility
It's different,
of could we do it, I kinda like to just put that aside, because.
Well, I was just
No,
about to
you can
go
al-
there.
You can a lot of times do things even if they say you can't do them.
Well,
but-
that's true too,
And,
but-
and if our road agent and our police chief said, we don't think this is gonna be a problem for the road condition or for
Right.
safety, then, I don't know, my inclination is, well, we should try to do what we can to make life easier for the businesses that operate in the town, including the skiway. But if our road agent and our police chief are saying, this will cause a deterioration to the town road and
And
it
it will
causes
create an issue, a safety issue.
It'll
Right.
cause public safety to deteriorate, then I don't care whether it's feasible or not, we don't wanna do it. And so what I'm hearing from you is, you think that this idea about putting an additional entrance to the parking is gonna be a problem, at least from a road perspective.
correct.
Okay.
And don't forget that Aaron Rich for EMS noted also that it was much better this year
Yeah,
and safer. Bringing
Yes.
the ambulance in,
The
bringing the fast squad
ambulances.
there, all that.
yeah, and I
Well,
think
again,
that's,
my only purpose was to flip it, so it wasn't us being bad to them. But they had a choice of something to do. If they
Well-
really wanted it, they could engineer it and pay for the paving and et cetera, so we didn't have
yeah,
those liabilities.
I mean, I even got a separate bid for them to pave up to their steps from Blacktop. There was no communication
So the road will go.
to pave up to their steps, there was no, just so there wouldn't be a lip there,
yeah,
there was no communication there,
no.
there was
So
nothing.
are we paving this year or not this year?
No.
Next year maybe? Okay.
Hopefully.
I'm in hopes to have Alan grade a shim with hot top in the bad spot, right down the corner, cause
Mhm.
it's pretty bad.
Okay, thank you.
So Chief Tony did, because who just came in.
Yes.
Do you mind if I sort of
Go for it.
bring him up to speed? So, well, the discussion here is, we thought we had understood from the former police chief and from Scott that from a public safety and a road maintenance perspective, it was not a good idea. The skiway is asked to introduce one or more additional entries into their parking space through what is currently a guardrail. And we thought we had understood from Sean and you guys that you guys thought that was a bad idea, but we heard from Mark, I think we heard from Mark that he said that he thought he had met with folks and that there was some receptiveness to that possibility on the part of the police and the road maintenance. So we're getting conflicting stories. My perspective from a select board member point of view is I'm inclined to follow the advice of our public safety experts, our chief of police and our road agent, provided that if there isn't some detriment to the town, my inclination is to try to be accommodating to local businesses. So I don't wanna do stuff that's hard on them just to be hard on them, but if you guys are telling us that you think it's a bad idea, then that's kinda answers the question, at least for me. And so, but since we're getting, we kinda got conflicting stories about what came out of your discussions, we wanted to follow up on that. Is that helpful?
Yeah, so when the four of us met, and I think Scott explained it too, there was never any talk about reconsidering opening up this, like, a certain area where he wanted it to, because it did such a great job last year, you know, like EMS, like it was mentioned, EMS, fire, highway, we could all get through there without any cars being parked where they shouldn't or any bottlenecking. So, I think it'd be a huge mistake to put an opening in there. And, you know, I started here in 2004 part-time, you know, I was here 2012 to 2016, you know, it's a great idea to have the skiway here, it's good, you know, it's their venue, it's their events, but it seems like to me that the town, like, has to absorb and pay a lot of fees to help it make it operational for them. You know, like putting in the guardrails to keep it safe and whatnot. We had recommended maybe them getting an engineer to maybe evaluate their parking lot, reconstruct it, maybe pave it, put lines down. So it's just not a complete chaos of parking up there. Because when I had big events up there, you know, we got complaints last year, they were parked on Dorchester Road in front of the no parking signs, I mean, lined down through there. So to keep everything in order, you know, we come out, you know, Nick and I came out, the chief was out, but now there's another fee that the town has to pay out and absorb, you know, to help them make their venue and events function. So, I think, I strongly suggested that they do get an engineer and maybe evaluate their, you know, what they could do for parking, but.
So that sort of dovetails nicely with what you were suggesting. It seems to me one possible response to Dartmouth is our chief of police and our road agent are telling us that they think that the existing rail structure works well and resolve concerns that we had as a town about safety and road deterioration. But if the skiway wants to hire an engineer and come and propose a change, and you know, we were willing to look at that, but they'd have to do some work and do some planning and maybe be willing to absorb some of the costs that kind of a change might impose on the town. Does that seem?
Yeah. Did you get that, some of it?
Sure, I
This
mean, I
would be
wouldn't give them an open door to do whatever they want with the guardrails.
No, we're not gonna make any change to the
Really
guardrail. What we're
careful.
saying
Okay.
is, if you think that some change would be helpful to you, and you think that change could be accomplished without imposing costs on the town, or that if it imposed costs, you'd be willing to absorb some of those costs, then we're willing to look at that, we're willing to consider it. We're not just saying, no, we're not gonna do anything ever, but you'd have to propose a plan to us. Is that something that you guys would be comfortable with? I mean, that way, if they propose something, we at least can look at it and we see whether it's gonna be harmful or not, or you know, maybe there's a way to improve their operations that doesn't pose a problem for you guys. I doubt it, but,
I think that's the parking lot repair and
Right.
paving and striping.
Monitoring and somebody to park people, I mean, that's all that.
yeah.
But we've
That they
mentioned that
refuse,
in the
right.
past.
Well, it is important to give them something so it looks like the town's not just the big bad wolf. That they had an opportunity to
Mhm.
cooperate and spend money on paving, spend money on engineering, try to resolve the problem in a
Amicable.
I mean, they did talk about, or actually, Sean talked about moving LZ to the
Yes.
field,
The landing zone,
which they gain a lot of parking.
yep,
Right.
that's another thing we
But
should
there's-
remember.
Wait, I
to
don't
mention.
understand what that, can you explain what
The
that?
helicopter.
For the
landing.
helicopter,
Oh, cause so there's a helicopter pad there
yeah.
that's used
Well,
for
it's
medical evacuations and things like that?
rarely, and the field across the Ackerleys
It's big enough, yeah.
is big enough for them to land over there.
So they could move that helipad and recover a bunch of parking but they weren't interested in that? Or we don't know.
Yeah.
Much
That
Yeah,
was
of
it
the-
brought
takes up
up.
the whole lower parking lot.
Yeah,
Down
that
by
would
the shed, it's a huge place,
quite a number of cars, I would think.
Okay.
where their employees.
I think the gist of it, to what Mark alluded to, is they have no money to do,
They can't even repaint their building. That looks like a slum out there.
so I
But
don't,
they're fixing it.
I don't think anything has been
Okay.
done, or,
Yeah.
So I
That's
would
their
move that we
choice.
communicate to Mark and to the skiway that the town is not making any changes to the guardrail right now, but that if they have an interest in making changes, we invite them to submit a proposal to us and for our chief of police and our road agent and the select board to evaluate.
Mhm. Okay, I will second that.
An engineered proposal.
Uh-huh.
I think that's the first time I've ever heard you speak warmly about any kind of
Yeah,
engineering.
that's an engineer that'll be reported for Dartmouth. No, when it comes to town roads, I'm not gonna speak nicely about engineering.
That's very good.
You don't want anybody to build the Autobahn through town?
No, it's just, that if you bring an engineer and say, is this road safe? You know what your answer's gonna be.
No, it's not, you have to do this to it, and that to it,
Yeah,
right?
and it'll cost you $1 million.
So I would suggest, I think we should vote on this, and then I would suggest that Dina draft up a letter and send it to each of us separately, and we can make edits and we can get it out to Mark, because he was looking for some
Yeah, we should be
further
responsive
response.
and, I don't know, my view generally is that we should try to be as helpful as we can without compromising public safety
Right.
or.
Just a sec, Bill, I'd like to take a vote, and then we will entertain you. All those in favor, say aye.
And
David, aye, Judy, aye.
So Judy moved to.
I moved, no, David moved it, and I seconded it.
I never get credit for
Phil,
Right now, they can come back to you and say, we already proposed something, we proposed that you make an opening. I would have added to that motion something like, with supportive engineering studies or supportive developed plans, because otherwise you might well get, well, we had a meeting, we told you what we want.
yeah,
That's-
and Ben wanted it
Yeah.
to say an engineered proposal for
Yeah.
a change.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can deal with that when we get a draft.
Brush it up.
Yeah, just-
Thank you. Thank you very much, both of you, and that helps clarify, as does Dina found the letter from June, which had those same points in it, which is terrific. All right, well, we wait for the next ruckus.
Just to be a
David?
complete
I
pain
need
in
to
the
say,
ass.
I need to say one thing though, just don't forget you have an 11:30. I mean 11:15.
15, right.
Okay.
Before Tony leaves, can I ask a completely unrelated question?
Yes, you may.
you want
So we had these radar signs at the entrances to town, and they weren't working, they were busted, and so 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, we talked to Sean and we said, look, we'll give you money, just buy new ones and get them working. But I noticed that the one on the north, the one that, you know, on the Hanover side, shuts off at like 4:30 or something, and it doesn't operate at night, and it doesn't seem to be sort of running all the time. Do you know what the story is on those? I kinda got the impression from Sean that it was like, technical stuff, I don't know how to program the thing, and I wonder if.
I know there is some settings for them, but I'm not familiar with that type.
Mhm.
But we could definitely take a look at, I mean, we do have the literature keys over there to access
And I
that.
think when we bought them, we asked Sean about, like, is there a service that comes with these, can they maintain them if there's a problem, and he suggested that they could. Is it possible for you to take a look at that and just
Sure.
see if you could get them?
Yep.
That seems like like, those seem like they, I don't know, maybe you tell me if you think they're useless and a waste of time, but it seems to me like those maybe actually have some effect on slowing people down.
Yeah, they
And
definitely do.
So it's sort of a shame that, 6 o'clock, when everybody's
Yep.
commuting to get home, the thing is off.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Or it reads you the wrong speed you're going,
Yeah.
90, really? I do know that
That's me
Sean-
coming up behind you, Tina.
I know, I know that Sean was struggling with it.
Yeah.
And there was a battery problem, then there was a setting problem, then he found somebody to help him, and it was okay for a little while, and now it's not again,
Rich,
so.
I had a similar thought, for the movable signs, because we have at least one movable sign. Now that Route 10 north of town is repaved, I wonder if the same question might be added to just put one of the movable signs there to say, you guys, did you know you're driving 42, it's 35 here? And just in case you were running short of things to think about.
Sure, certainly.
thank you,
Thank you, Tom.
All right,
Yeah.
Thank you.
thank you guys very much,
All right.
appreciate.
Thanks. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.
I do know we have about 10 minutes to go. I think we've completed our regular session.
Who's coming in?
We're
Nobody's coming.
gonna have non-public with legal at 11:15.
Legal.
Yeah.
Legal's coming
And
in.
I do have one other non-public thing to do too, so,
Okay,
not in legal.
so I will move that we go into non-public session under RSA 91A:3, Roman numeral 2, little letter L and little letter C, reputation, is that correct? Okay.
Yes, under C first, please.
Under C first, and then legal.
I'll second.
Thank you, David. All those in favor, say aye.
David, aye.
Judy, aye. Ben, did you wanna say aye?
I did.
I didn't hear it. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Thank you,
very much.
everyone.
Thank you, folks.